Hey, Jason from Pro Guitar Studio here today to give you a lesson on alternate picking. Now, the kind of alternate picking we're doing today is not straight up and down on one string. We are going to be using multiple strings, so we're going to go back and forth doing something called outside picking. Okay, so we're going to work on outside picking here. Now, I created a part of this song that focuses on the outside picking, but I also made some other sections just so I can give something for everyone, right? So if you prefer to work on chords, I have a section that can be used, can be played either via bar chords or open chords if you have a capo. Okay, so we need a capo for that part. And I also have a solo. So take a listen to the song right now. You can check it out. It starts off with the alternate outside picking section, followed up by the bar chords, and then it's going to have the solo. Now the open chord section will come in later on when we do the demo for the chords, for the bar chords. I'll also show you how to do this with a capo. So the strumming pattern is very simple. We're going to use, if we're using open chords, we're using A minor, G, C, and also, I guess in this case here, F and E, okay? So not too many, but it's a great way to work on your open chords or bar chords. And you also have that outside picking exercise with a really fun solo. Here we go. All right, so let's just dive right into the first part, which is going to focus on alternate picking. And we can also refer to this, like I said, as outside picking. The reason why it's outside picking is because we're going to pick between, let's say we're going between string 5 and 4. We're going to pick on the outsides of those strings. So getting comfortable with this technique really helps you stay in time in a lot of songs. Now, I know there's a lot of debate on what's the most efficient way to pick. And so if you were playing something like this, it wouldn't be the most efficient way to do it. But I find for myself personally, this helps me stay in time a lot better because it keeps everything in cue with the beat, right? So we're playing, a down beat. So on a strong beat, we're picking down. If we're on the off beat, we're picking up. So if we were to do something like, let's say, more efficient, like we're picking inside the two strings, so up on string 5, down on string 4, essentially we're going to go up on the downbeat, which to me feels really awkward. So let's just focus on getting this outside picking thing going. I use this all over the place. And when I'm playing chords, a lot of times I'm not just strumming. I might be going, picking individual notes in there, picking while I strum, which is a great thing to have under your belt. So be able to do that instead of just straight, full strumming, you can pick individual notes as well. So what we're going to start off with here, this might feel awkward, so just take what you can from this. We're going to do a power chord, okay? So we're going to play string number 5, or the A string on the 2nd fret, and string number 4, or the D string on the 4th fret. Now, to start off, just get used to this. We're going to pick down on the A string and up on the D string. So my speed might feel pretty fast, right? Take it at your own pace. And that's where we're going to begin, okay? So get that going. You might want to practice that a little bit and then come back when you're comfortable. But note-wise, what we're going to do here, we're going to do this power chord, and this is sort of leaning on my heavy, 90s/2000s rock, or even, nu metal / rock roots, where basically everything I worked on when I was younger came from like Metallica, that kind of stuff. And this isn't necessarily a Metallica style, riff, but going through this here, the power chords are definitely reminiscent of the 90s to me anyways. So we're going to play string 5 and string 4, or A and D, back to string 5, and then we're going to do a hammer-on from 4 to 5, and our pinky finger's going to hammer on really fast. It's called a grace note hammer-on. Now you can just pick the note. If you don't want to do the hammer-on, if it's too hard for you, you can totally pick it. I just think it adds a lot of character. Alright, so that's what I'm doing there. start off. Let me turn my volume of my guitar down here. Then I'm going to go, so hammer on, back to the 5th string, back to the 4th fret on the D string, and then we're going to play the 5th string again to the 2nd fret. So I bar my 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. Back to the 4th fret, and then hammer on again to the 5th fret, 4th fret, and 4th fret again. So there's a lot going on there. I know it can be hard to sort of take stock of what I'm doing there, but again, 4, 5, 4, 2, 4, 5, 4, 4. Really is what we're trying to focus on. The fretted note on the 5th string or the A string stays the same. Now when we go to the next part, we're going to start off on the open 5th string, open A string, and 2nd fret on the 4th string. And I'll just talk about the, I guess in this case here, the D string, which notes I'm changing. So we're always going to be doing that alternate picking thing, outside picking. We're going to hammer on to 4, do that grace note, hammer on again. Back to 2, 0, slide to 7, 4, 4. So the 4th fret at the end there is 3 times. Then we go back and repeat the same thing we started with, like that B power chord. One more time. And this time, this next phrase starts on the A string again, so same idea. So it goes all the way from 2, 4, 2, 0. Now we're going to go to 4, 2, 2, 2. All right? So that gives us a secondary ending there. So a lot of times when I create phrases or create progressions, I like to look at it in terms of like sections. So in my mind, I'm thinking of this as like, the first part was the A section, then we have the B section, and we're going to go back to the A again. Okay, so we're going to play the first part we learned already. Okay, so really we've gone through 2 parts, and that gives us through the first 3 sections, because the 3rd section is the same as the first. Right there, right? So it's just the ending that's different. And after that, we're going to go to the 3rd fret on string number 6 just by itself. We're basically playing a G chord, but I just use 1 finger. And we're going to play string 6, 4, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 4, or E, D, E, G, E, D, E, D. And for that, we're basically doing a big string skip, right? So we're going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And I really recommend trying to get that outside picking in as part of this exercise. It's the whole reason I created this song here, to help you work on this. The next chord, same strings in terms of picking, but we're going to go to the 2nd fret, string 6, 2nd fret, string 4, and 3rd fret, string 3. And this is an F sharp 7 chord. We have the root, the flat 3rd, and the flat 7, and then the 3rd. And then go back into our first phrase. Actually, at the end will be a power chord strum, so we go 4, 5, 4, 4, strum. Let that ring out, okay? So here it is from the start. I'll play it, more up to speed, and then I'll play it slower. All right, now you might also notice as I'm going through this, if I'm transitioning to like another area on the fretboard at the end of a chord, so when I go like, that end note, when I'm playing it slow, you'll see me play the 4th fret, but I'm up to speed, I might go and play the open string, okay? So just keep that in mind. You might be hearing me going. open string. And that's just part of my transition, okay? It's not necessarily written into the song, but it sounds cool. It does work with the open strings, just like when we're strumming chords. So that is our full, full speed version. Let's go slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can also slow this down on YouTube by going to the settings wheel, going up to speed and putting that at something like 0.75. It can really help you work on this. So even take the full speed version and just try to slow that down. Okay, so next part up, we're gonna look at the bar chords, and like I said, I promise to show you some open chords as well. So the first chord we're gonna do a very simple strumming pattern: down, down, up, down, up. And we're gonna start with the B minor chord because we bar from the 5th string to the 1st string on fret number 2. Add the 3rd fret string number 2 with our middle finger, and then the 4th fret string number 4 and 3 with our ring and pinky. Twice in a row, and then we're going to bring everything up one set of strings. Okay, so ring and pinky move up. Take the middle finger off though, and make sure that first finger goes all across all 6 strings. And for this one, it's an F sharp minor chord. We're going to strum that the same way. Go back to our B minor. And then we're going to go to an A chord. So we're going to go to the 5th fret, string 6, and we're going to bar all the way down, string 6 to 1. Ring and pinky on the 7th fret of the 5th and 4th string, or the A and the D string. Middle finger on the 6th fret of the G string, or the 3rd string. And same rhythm here. Back to our B minor. This is the hard one, okay? So it's a D bar chord. You could do an open chord too if you wanted to, but since we're doing bar chords, 5th fret on the A string, or the 5th string. Sorry, 5th fret on the 5th string or the A string, and then our ring finger is going to be the bar here. So from on fret number 7, from the D, G, and B strings, just those 3. So we're trying to strum the middle 4 strings. So from B minor, there we go. And then we're going to go to a G, so same shape as the A on the 6th string, 3rd fret though, okay? So same shape as we did for the A chord, down on fret number 3. And then we're doing F sharp major, so instead of minor this time, we're adding that middle finger on. And back to B minor. 1 strum, and then 1 last strum to ring out, okay? So the G, F sharp, and the B minor at the end are just one time through that progression, or pattern. So here it is all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now for those of you playing open chords, we're going to take a capo and put it on fret number 2. I'm just using my trusty shove capo here because I don't have to retune the guitar once I put this on. So fret number 2, and try to get the right tension here. If you're using a standard spring capo, you might want to retune your guitar if you're doing this. Alright, so I'm putting it right in the center of the fret. You can place it wherever you're comfortable. Start with the A minor chord, so 2nd fret string 4 and 3, and the 1st fret string number 2. So now the 3rd fret is actually fret number 1, okay? And we're going to do the same strumming pattern, but on A minor. 2nd chord is E minor, so what we're going to do is a few ways you can flip it up. Keep that middle finger in place and put your 1st finger on string number 5 on the 2nd fret. It's a nice easy way to transition, okay? So A minor, E minor, A minor, go to a G. So 3rd fret string 6, 2nd fret string 5, and 3rd fret string 1. Back to our A minor. Then we're going to go to a C. So basically keep all the fingers in place, but take your ring finger and move it to the 3rd fret on string 5. Now since we're doing open chords, the next chord is an F. So we're going to bring our ring and middle finger down 1 string to string 4 and 3. And we're just going to pick those 3 strings to get the F. Forget that bar, that funny traditional shape you see everywhere. Forget that. Very few people can play that at first. Okay, so if you want to, if you can do a bar chord, go for it. But if not, just leave that on the 2nd string and don't play the string number 1. And then we have the E chord at the end, so 2nd fret string 5 and 4, and 1st fret string 3. Back to our A minor. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there we have it. So the only thing left here now is the solo. So taking the capo off, we're going to go into the B minor pentatonic to start, okay? So I'll try to walk you through how I'm thinking here. And in terms of writing the solo, it's not like an improvised thing where I'm just trying to make up random phrases. I'm trying to put it together nicely. So that formula I was talking about, like A, B, A, C, this is a big part of what I do when I write a solo. So starting off here, B minor pentatonic would be where I'm starting. 7th fret on the G string, okay? And we're going to start there. And then take our ring finger, slide from 9. So this is a D note, which is the minor 3rd on the B minor. We're going to slide from the E, which is 9, to 11, which is an F sharp. And then we're going to grab the A note, which is the 2nd string, 10th fret. Slide back from F sharp to E. Okay, so 11, 9, to the 7th fret. Then go to the B note, which is string number 4, 9th fret. And then 7, 9 on the 3rd string, which is going to be a D, E. And you can leave the hammer-ons and pull-offs out if you need to. We're going to go to the 6th fret, string number 3, 7th fret, string 4, and 9th fret, string 5. And that is an F sharp minor triad. Okay? And that's the reason why I'm doing that, because F sharp minor is that chord. Match up with that chord, okay? And then it goes back to B minor, and I repeat that same phrase again. And then it goes to the A chord, right? So the next chord I had there was A. I'm going to go to the A note, string number 2. We're going to slide from 10, I guess the 10th fret, string number 2, to 12, back to 10. So it's A, B, A. Now I'm using my pinky finger, but to do that, often I have to add a little bit of support with my ring finger. So if you see my 2 fingers there, it's just giving it a bit more support. Perfect. Now the 3rd phrase is back to the same as the first one, the A. Really straightforward. And the reason why this works here, the next chord coming in there was a D, right? This right here, if we look at a D, D is the root note here. This is the 7th, this is the 5th, this is the 3rd. So we're highlighting a D major 7 chord. But that F sharp really gives it a nice sound over that D, okay? So when you hear the D, and then the F sharp on top, it sounds great. So you have the 3rd phrase, same as the first one again. Except we're on a D chord now instead of the F sharp minor. And that's where sort of the fun part comes in here. And then we're going to go into the next part, which is a B. Right, that's over the G chord. So that's the 3rd interval. Then I'm going to go to the next note, which is the 11th fret. So I should have said the B is the 9th fret on the D string. 11th fret, and this is a C sharp on string 4, okay? And that is over the F sharp chord. So if you think of this in relation, it's the 5th interval. So for anyone thinking of chord tones. Then I go here to the 9th fret on string number 3, and that is going to be an E note. Now, over top of an F sharp, basically it's a flat 7, so we're implying the F sharp 7 chord. There we go. then I slide back to the 7th fret. Now I think on the original recording I just went and played the 12th fret on the D string. But that resolves down to the first note we played on the B minor, right? So right back to the beginning, sort of foreshadowing what we're going to start and end with. So starting with the same note as we end. I love that kind of concept, right? So starting again, phrase 1. So there you have it. We have the alternate outside picking practice, your chord practice, either bar chords or open chords, and then also the solo. Okay. Now it's good to dig in and try to figure out why does this all work together, and that's the fun part. So investigate the riff I started with. This is a little golden nugget I'll leave with you, and take a look at what I'm playing and figure out why does it work to play the same thing. This here B minor, right? But why does the second phrase work on F sharp minor and on D, right? So think about that for a minute for any of you, who have theory on your mind. So why would that work? And what are the notes that I'm playing? How does that fit into the chord? And that's a great thing to start thinking about. And for all songs that you learn, if you get to that point where you understand a bit of the theory and how those notes sort of correspond to the chords, you can learn a lot just by investigating other people's songs in terms of how they wrote them. Not always trying to play it note for note the way they did, but just trying to figure out what they were doing and what they were thinking. So that'll be something fun to think about. And any questions, reach out. All students have access to this on the student account, so go to premium content, you'll get it. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, and look forward to more of these each week.